Well, that happened very quickly. This was under construction when I got here 2 months ago, and it looks like we have a new supermarket opening. That might be an example of superficial action. I might have to edit that out. So today I'm actually going to a supermarket a little bit further away in Sabanilla, going to the Walmart or the Mas Pormenas. But this is not just any trip to the Sabanilla Walmart. This is a trip to Sabanilla Walmart that is going to accord with Dogma 95, the filmmaking principles set forward by Lars Von Trier. Don't know how to pronounce that. And so as I walk down the road, I'll go over the 10 principles and whether I am according to them. So the first rule is on location and no props. Well, this is indeed Mercedes and then Sabanilla. So I am on location. Costa Rica, December. Not pretending to be anywhere but Costa Rica in December. But for props, I actually brought my list of the rules. I brought my shopping bag. I also bought change for the bus. So I don't know if that counts. Next point, only natural sound. And only natural images. Sounds and images should accord. That is the case. These are real sounds of Costa Rican streets that I'm very familiar with. Actually, seriously, a lot of people who make like just little mini walk tour videos like this will put in music or do a voiceover. I very rarely do that. I usually talk while I'm walking. So I think I am in accordance with that second principle. Third point, handheld camera. This camera is handheld. It's a Pixel 4, which we'll see about that later. And the only mobility or immobility is what can do with your hand. And I might be afoul of that because this does have computerized shaking control, so that immobility is not totally of my hand. So I'm sorry, Lars, I'm sorry. So I turned down this street. I hope this is the right street to go down. And we're at point 4. Natural colors, no lighting. Or the film must be in color, yeah. No lighting, yeah. So next point, no filters. Along with being in color and natural lighting, yeah. One thing is I do sometimes use filters, but every time I use filters, it's because I'm specifically making something artistic, aka noodling around. And usually I'm doing that almost a little bit ironically. That's a secret. But for this, where I'm just walking around my neighborhood, no reason to use a filter. So I am good with this one, Lars. I discovered a new park. By the way, chain links do hell with renderers, and so that might actually violate a principle because I am rendering it, and that's not the same as editing or adding an effect, but in principle it kind of is. Next one is more important. I can't tell whether I'm making a joke or not, which is 6. No superficial action, no murders, no weapons. So that's good for me. If anybody pulls a knife on me, I'll be like, no, this is Dogma 95. And so the serious point about that is superficial action, quote unquote, happens all the time in real life. 2 weeks ago, I had a friend who I was in the program with. She got hit by a motorcycle. Wasn't super serious, but she did need stitches and to go home. So, accidents and violent things do happen in real life, sometimes very lamentably. And even when they don't happen, I'm on a quiet road right now, but is there a threat of violence? Is there a threat of a car accident? Is there rabid dogs? Are there people wondering why I'm walking down the street talking to myself in English? Yeah, all of that. So superficial action is a real part of life. And in my videos, a lot of times it is something that, even though it's not happening, it is a focus. Like the threat of violence is a real thing. So I don't know what to say about that. If you hear that, that is naturally occurring music in the scenery. Okay, real note, I did take a longer route to get here today. And it's surprising I haven't gone down this street. It's a lot more pleasant. Now, this is a detour, but basically I'm not walking up and down that main Sabanilla road. I'm getting to see some more little parks. That's nice. So I found the Quebrada Negritos again. Kind of, it's buried for a lot of it, but here's another part of it. And that brings us to point number 7. Here and now. Movie should take place in the present time and the present place. Well, what about this movie? I started out in Mercedes, and now I'm actually back in San Pedro, and then I'm going to be back in Sabanilla. I don't know. That sounds like I'm cheating. So this is obviously contemporary. It's not set in ancient Rome. But, you know, on another hand, I am in a foreign country, and that's part of what I'm showing is that I'm exploring and seeing things that are different. So if the idea of the emotional drama should be set, it's only valid when the person is in the culture and place they come from. I'm violating that because I am exploring and going new places, and that's the focus, not my emotional state or my character drama, I suppose. So next point, no genre. I guess that means it can't be like a science fiction or Western movie. No elements of the fantastic. And as far as I know, there will be no elements of the fantastic unless this is some type of mutant leafcutter ant pile there. But I'm still doing a travelogue. There's still a genre there that the main focus is on something other than serious drama or whatever. So in a way, yeah, this violates that because this is a genre movie of some sort. This is showing a new place, and that's the focus. So it might be violating that one. I don't know. So the next one, point 9, is one I'm going to fail terribly because it says only 35 millimeter film is allowed, and I am shooting on a Pixel 4, not film at all, digital format, some type of MP4. So yeah, no way I'm going to get that one. I've never owned a film camera that can shoot movies, and it's been decades since I owned a film camera at all. So there's a failure on that part. Hopefully I won't have a failure in finding where I'm going to. I hope I'm not lost. So the 10th and final point is that I'm not supposed to credit myself. Do not credit the director. Well, it's on my channel. You could probably look up my name, but I'm not going to say it here. There will be no credits. Anyway, so I think of those 10 points, I got about half of them. Maybe some of them were questionable. I would make an on-screen graphic that showed like which ones I'd gotten or not, but that would just get me further in the hole. So I successfully got to the Sabanilla Walmart, but I did not successfully create a Dogma 95 movie. I got like a 50%. I think that's a failing grade. Too bad for me. So I succeeded in going shopping, and I created a movie of it, but I think I failed the Dogma 95 test. I do not think Lars Von Trier would approve, but on the other hand, I think David Lynch would.